Oh. Ugh. Hey, what's up, everyone? So I'm going to be honest with everyone. I don't think we're in a correction. I think something will need to happen for that to happen. Yeah, we're in a pretty clear uptrend, so. Fucked my finger up, so it's going to make, it's my right hand, my good hand, and it's my clicking finger. So that's gonna be fun. Oh yeah. We're fine. This is all you need to see. Super path up. On support line. On double support. We're going to be fine. So I'm just conversing with my fellow newsletter writers so that we're all on the same page, because I just showed them the chart that you guys are looking at, and I said, tell me I'm wrong, but it looks like we're going to be green for the next few days. They seem to agree with me, so let's look at some more facts here. Let's look at volume here. I mean, volume is kind of going down, but it's been pretty even. I mean, typically you could tell this is the end because the volume goes way down. You could tell this was short-lived, but volume's pretty even. It really could go either way based on volume. Let's look at tech. So, tech futures look fine, or SPY futures look fine. Tech looks to be a different story. Excuse me. Maybe not. Could be more downside to tech, but maybe I got this wrong. Yeah, tech isn't quite at the bottom of the channel yet. We're going by this one. Trying to see. Maybe this is it. There it is. I Found it. Sometimes you just gotta have that eye. You can always tell if it's a channel is if you find a nice uptrend like this and you clone it and it matches perfectly with the top. So if the bottom and the top matches perfectly, that means you're in a channel. So I do expect us to at least bounce a little bit here. You know, maybe it only bounces up to here, but it might only bounce up to there. But we should be green at least tomorrow, if not Wednesday, and then maybe sell off Thursday and Friday. But if when this green line collapses, that's when I'll change DEFCON to level 1. So when it changes on both of these, so if you were to look so you got so basically the orange line is SPY and this is tech. make a new account with all these SPY plays. Sorry, just catching up on the chat. If the screen's blurry, change your settings to 1080p. It should be fine. No, I don't have time to do one-on-one training. Basically, my free time is spent either coding, so you guys can have some more wonderful bots, or relaxing and hanging out with my family. So you can see tech is actually corrected. This is the fun thing about tech. So tech runs harder, but also corrects harder. You know, its applied volatility of tech is higher. Wow, you can do all those things and drink. But, alright, let's get rid of this. Let's go a little bit more high tech here. So, I want to do this. Let's do this. Let's go on the weekly. See if we can figure out what's going on. So, I'm of the understanding that this is actually a wave 5. This looks like a 4 and this looks like a 2. So now the question is this the wave 1? So this is above, so this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 would be up here. So if this is the case, you know, this could, in theory, go for quite a bit. I don't think that's quite the case here. What would be more sense? Must be a little. Alright, so what I'm doing here, yeah, wave 3 isn't the smallest wave. I understand what you're saying there. So if you're looking at, oops, let me do that. If you're looking at this would be wave 3 right here. And it's obviously smaller in terms of length, but it's bigger in terms of how high it goes up. So it's almost twice the height of this one. And if you're doing this off of wave 5 here, wave 5 will end up actually being the smallest. So what we're thinking is happening here. This is a a 3-year wave basically, starting back in 2019. So you have a sharp, went all the way down to the 236 and bounced on there. We have a perfect 168 extension, which also tells me this is perfect Elliott wave here. So if that's the case, this right here is, I forget the name for it, but it's basically based on the height of wave 1. So if wave 1 went from here to here, wave 5 tends to do the same thing. So if that is the case, that's one way of projecting it. Another way would be to use extensions, and that would put us about here. So to me, that puts our wave 5 projection probably somewhere in this range. So I don't think we're quite done yet. Worst case scenario, you might put it in here. Another way we can do this is doing some circles. Go from the base down here to the base up here. And so what's happening right now is you can see the correction is happening on the 3618, which is a very common correction for it to happen on. Just make sure. Let me try going from the wicks here. I think this is right here. Yeah, so you can see basically we're on the weekly right now. So this weekly is just following the 3618 down into the channel. And that would put us basically with the 4618 as being the final wave. So this would put us right in here. So that would make a lot of sense for it to hit here and then it rejects. So that might only bring it back down to here. That'll be a sharp correction. So what we would see is the channel up. This will, here, I'll draw it. So you'll probably see something like this. And then this will be the final blow off the top here. And then you're going to see either it come down to here like that. So it'll be a final blow off the top. This is when you're going to see a mega correction because it'll be the end of a wave 5. So then you'll see it probably do one of these. And then it correct all the way down here. So think it's just a normal correction, but then it'll actually be a major correction. Now, the length of this will only be determined by the first leg. So if this is a major correction down to here, that could be, for instance, a 2-wave correction, but could also be a 3-wave correction. We can also do a fib fan on this too. Maybe I have that wrong. No. So that puts, yeah, you can see it's kind of rejecting off of this now. It's not really following that perfect. I like the circle better. Look at SPY. SPY is kind of the same thing, but the problem with SPY is the wave 2 invalidated the wave 1 here. So for me, that means this could actually be a smaller wave here. which makes me wonder, is tech due for a correction more than the actual market? Maybe it's just tech that corrects, you know, kind of like a tech bubble. It will take down the rest of the market with it, but um, yeah, tuna can still be right. I mean, my wave of, I tell people month out, in the money, whatever it says, will probably be right. In fact, it has been 100% right in the past. But you do see, actually now when we're on the weekly, you do see the volume is slightly dipping down. So that could mean one of two things. That could mean we're actually heading into a correction, or it just means that we're ready to make our next bull run. So alright, so let's look at this. So that's not right. So guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to do mini tickers tonight. Got on here more as a courtesy, because I know people are freaking out. So I want to just tell you not to not to freak out. So I'm wondering if this is the wave 3 right here. So the impulse move, you know, you got this flat right here. So the impulse move could actually start right here. So this would be the start of the impulse move here. This is a little harder to see. With that's crazy. With tech, it was very clean, very easy to see. Let's do this a different way. Let's start over here. Let's do this a different way. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the actual move. Okay. Interesting. See, it's so important to get your fib circles right, because if you're wrong and you make a move off of it, it could end up costing you. So for me, this looks like it might come down to here, but doesn't have to. Typically when it's above this, like, so if it breaks out, this should have been resistance right here. But if not, then it'll actually have support, because, you know, it's bouncing on it. So I'm wondering if I... Alright, let's try one more thing. Alright, so if this is wave 1, so this is definitely 1 through 5 there. And then you got your ABC here. Just trying to do the obvious ones right now. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. This is our ABC down. They basically have that's your 5 there. What's up, Busy Jan? You want me to do tickers that I feel confident about. Yeah, I understand. You guys are... I mean, I posted some ideas. I posted my swing list. I still feel pretty strong about that. So this is like an ABC. It's also an ABC like this. Now is the tricky part. Is this actually interesting? So if this is the 1, 2, 3, is this wave 3 right here? It still puts us somewhere between 410 and 426. I don't know why you guys are obsessed with Neo so much. It's trash stock. So is this an ABC down, or is this the 1, 2? Originally, when I had done this before, I kind of had this like this. So I had this, but that doesn't... That kind of invalidates there. I almost like it better the way I did it here. Let me ask some of my other Elliott wave guys. CCIV, that thing got crushed, didn't it? Huh. So if that is the case, then it would go from here. And then maybe this is the 1, 2 of the final, and this would look something like that. So that would basically mean if we are actually on a wave 5, and this isn't the wave 5, that would basically mean this is a 2-step here. So where are we at for retracement on this? At the 618, that's a common retracement. Does look like SPY wants to come down. This, I mean, I like the channel though. The channel up was pretty solid. I'm gonna remain bullish until it breaks that channel, so any channel down here? Oh, it's just right here. That would make even more sense then, because this is following this channel. It's following that. Oh, there's a chart. It goes all the way back there. Only dipped twice below this line. Oh, no way. Now that is interesting as well. We are getting close to the end for show. That's the one. Oh, that looks good. Aw, thanks, Dan. You're the man. That is a massive rising wedge. That's massive rising wedge. Stonks slowly go up though, right? That is a very interesting rising wedge. Let's look at the daily again and see if there's another, even more evidence to this. I mean, you can kind of see we're already kind of blowing the top off as well based on older trend lines. And this is the oldest one. We might only bounce down to there. Seems to be what we do. So we'll probably, you know, hit something like that. Bounce back up. Then maybe drop down. And back into the channel. That's fun. Don't love that. Alright, so based on what we could tell here, if we go back in, let's look at the 15-minute. We're in a massive rising wedge. Doesn't mean anything on the short term, but definitely definitely makes me cautious on the long term. We're in a super cycle with the wave 5 being at the top of the wedge. So for me, it'll probably blow the top off at the end, and that'll be the sign that we're ready. So you're gonna see, what you'll probably see is something like this. And then you'll see this kind of come up like that. And then as soon as it breaks above this channel, if it breaks above the channel, I'd be very worried. It's going to go hard and it's going to go fast, and IV is going to explode. I would take tons of puts maybe 2 months out, 2 months out, and you'd probably be sitting pretty. So I'll share this chart, and we'll share the big chart as well. We'll go with the weekly as well. I put them in the trader ideas in the Discord. But let's see what futures are doing on the 5-minute. Alright, well, you do kind of have an inverse head and shoulders here. Until it can get over this level right here. This is what we need tonight. We need it to get above 389 tonight, and then we'll know we're in a reversal. So it's still in a downtrend, and until it breaks that downtrend, that's when we'll know. Yeah, so EV, electric vehicles, took a massive hit today. Tesla basically invalidated my chart, went right through, just sliced like butter through here, and that really pulled down SPY with it. So, I was thinking this was the E wave. I was wrong. The E wave is definitely down here, so that'll make it pretty hard for it to now do this, but not impossible. You're gonna need to see Tesla basically have a huge day tomorrow. Otherwise, this thing, the next thing it could go to is basically 680. Um, Kathy bought it today. So like that. Yeah, Tesla. I sold Tesla on open, and it was one of the best things I've ever done. Saved myself a lot of money. I think Neo basically just did the exact same thing. So Neo looks like it's probably heading back to 49.50. Um, it's going through basically a massive correction right now. So I wouldn't touch it. It's not worth it, in my opinion. This could be. I'm actually seeing this with my own eyes. Yeah, it. So it invalidated that. This is definitely not a new super cycle. So I was thinking maybe this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this is way too deep here. There should be a support that you want it to bounce on right there. So, if you're in Neo, I'd be a little worried, but if it's green tomorrow, this would be where it would bounce if it was going to bounce. This would be exactly where it would bounce. And yeah. I think I have Fubu and Plug charted, so I'll take a quick look at those, but I wasn't trying to do some charts tonight. Fubu broke the wedge. Fubu looks bad. I really thought it would bounce here, but now Fubu could come back down. I mean, Fubu's going to limp into earnings, in my opinion. It probably will trade in this channel. I'm not going to touch Fubu. Plug looks really bad. I was thinking it would break out here, and this was an A, B, C, D, E. Like, all these formations that looked really well, all of them broke. And now Plug is going to probably fill the gap down to 37. Like, this thing looks like all of these overpriced EVs. This thing will probably do something like that. So I would be very cautious on EVs. I think the correction is coming. Now, it doesn't say it has to come. It doesn't mean it can't bounce on this line right here. That's probably more probable of it hitting right here. 43. And then bouncing. If it doesn't, then 37 is there. Let's look at gold. Was it XAU USD? Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, gold. I saw a lot of call sweeps coming in for gold. Yeah, gold could be a very good play. I like silver. I've always liked silver better, but gold is probably safer. Gold needs to wake up, though. I mean, it touched 2,000 when silver went on its run, and it just kind of took a shit. But, I've had this green line here, and if it can get over the 1818 tonight, then we're talking. Then it's got the orange line, and then we're on our free road back to 2,000. So, Barrick Gold. Yeah, I talked about Barrick Gold the other day. I was talking with someone about it. I'm surprised it took such a crap. I think Berkshire Hathaway owns it for about like 22 to 24 range, or maybe they bought it. I think they bought it like in here. think this is... Oh no, they bought it in this range because I think it was announced right here, and that's when it went nuts. Yeah, it was. Was you. Be interesting to see if this can break the downtrend. See, here's the nice thing about Barrick Gold. Is they just don't mine gold. Yes, they're called Barrick Gold, but they mine copper, they mine silver, they mine a bunch of stuff. So, the price on it seems really low. What is going on here? Yeah, and they've been crushing earnings. I should be alright. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. CCIV fell because of what they paid for the merger. So basically, under the original terms, I hit my target. So under the original terms, basically, with what they paid, it was like 18 million would value it around $60. But they ended up paying, or 18 billion. But they ended up paying 24 billion, which values it more in the $30 range. So that is why it's $40 after, and it's probably going to 30, between 33, somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere basically. Somewhere basically in here. It'll be in this box. And if you have CCIV calls, you're probably screwed. Actually, yeah, you are screwed. I'm fairly certain of that. So. No, I don't have a position in Palantir. And if I was going to go into Palantir, I would short it. I don't like that stock. Alright, everyone. I just wanted to talk about, I wanted to really do a little dive here, see if we were going to be worried about a correction or if we're going to be okay. Based on what I'm looking at, as long as these lines hold, we're going to be fine. It actually looks like futures are trying to break out right now anyways. We're up 0.4%. So don't freak out. Don't sell your long positions yet. Wait for us to blow the top off, break this green line up here. Then get worried. If one of these green line fails, if this green line fails, then we're going down to this one. But should be alright. So I'm in all calls right now, so I don't have any bearish positions. That should tell you another thing. So granted, mine don't usually move. The positions I play have a low beta, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, everyone have a good night. I will join you tomorrow, and we'll do some trading, and let's make some money tomorrow. Rich, I would only worry if it broke this line. That's the only thing I care about is this uptrend line. If it broke that, then yes, I would worry. But right now, I think we'll be okay. But again, like I said, things could change and this could reverse back down, but looks okay so far.